La 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 la.
Tomorrow is recycling in my neighborhood. I've got to get this out to the curb, all these cans and bottles and newspapers and magazines. Those 6 pizza boxes are not mine. I don't know where they came from. Do you remember when we used to have to separate all of this stuff, put the newspapers in one bin and the glass in another and the plastic in another? How do they separate it now? How do they separate it now?
As a semi-professional semi-journalist, I know that to answer a question like that, you go to the source. In this case, you follow a garbage truck, and you end up here in Earth City, a place that sure doesn't look like a landfill or a dump or any place where a garbage truck would empty out. But that's just what it is. And the garbage trucks are recycling trucks.
The average truck brings in probably 5 tons per load, and sometimes those trucks maybe come in twice in a day. So they could bring 10 tons a day or better. That's the average.
This is resource management. And this is Gary Gillum. You've heard about him and his colleagues all your life. Come on, one man's trash is another man's treasure. He's the guy.
Right now we're processing 300 tons a day, but we're actually receiving 400 plus tons a day. 400 tons represents saving about 3,800 trees a day.
But how do they separate that mixed up single stream trash recycling? How do they get the beer cans apart from the wine bottles, the cereal boxes from the old copies of the HEC-TV magazine? Yes, there is a magazine. How do they do it? Think D-Day with cooler machines. And think Everest, indoors in Earth City.
The trucks dump their loads onto the tipping floor. We send it to a pre-sort. There's things that people put into recycling that are we do not recycle here, and those are things like plastic bags, metals that we cannot put with the cans or the aluminum, and there's other non-recyclables that comes through.
I can't show you the next piece of machinery. It's a company secret. Just believe me when I say it rocks and it rolls, it shimmies and it shakes.
We call it a heavy light separator. It creates a vibration in screening that will actually separate different materials based on weight density, size matter, movement of material.
And then, neato machines or no machines, it still takes human eyeballs to sort.
They're looking for the material that made it through both of the screens. What we're wanting to do is capture that material. That paper material is a lesser value than an aluminum can or a steel can or a plastic bottle. We want that revenue.
Once the old post dispatches are sorted from the beer boxes, the pickle jars separated from the milk jugs and tuna fish cans, it all gets baled up and shipped out. But what's most remarkable is what gets saved.
Aluminum can is classic recycling. It is going to come back as an aluminum can. If you buy a soda on the shelf, drink it, you put the can in the bin, it's going to go back and be remanufactured into a new can and refilled and put on the shelf within 60 days.
400 tons of stuff recycled every day. What's even more amazing, astounding really, is that half the people who can recycle don't.
There's another 300, 400, 500 tons a day that are just not being recovered from the waste stream. It's going to the landfill. Once we put something in the landfill, we've lost equity. If you mine the ore and refine the ore and create the can, the equity that was applied to that can now wound up in the landfill, buried forever to serve no purpose.
300 tons a day, shipped out to turn back into new recycled stuff. That is a lot of St. Louis things.
Typical, we do about 300 tons a day in processing. The material will all but be gone in the morning. And start all over tomorrow.
For HEC-TV, I'm Aaron Mermelstein. La 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 la.